Hey guys, Dr. John Rusin back, and we've made it through the hip hinge pattern on the wall. We've had the dowel on the back, and we've deadlifted with center of mass right under the heels where we want it for a high tension style deadlift with the kettlebell or the dumbbell. The next step is adding velocity to the hip hinge movement pattern, and that's something that is earned with the kettlebell swing. Now the kettlebell swing is a highly technical movement, and there are immense amount of resources out there for mastering your kettlebell swing. One of my go-to resources is Brett Jones from Strong First. So you guys can check that out if you want to dive deeper. But what this video is showing is the proper setup to make sure that we can start executing the kettlebell swing without really traumatizing our lower back or really placing undue stress over any of the structures that we're not training with the swing itself. So we're going to have Lindsay set up here. And you can notice that she's about 4 to 6 inches off the kettlebell. And the kettlebell is starting in front of her. A big mistake that most people make is they start the kettlebell back behind them and then they lose tension right off the bat with their swing. So by having the kettlebell in front, it's pivotal that Lindsay goes down and she hip hinges under a high amount of tension with perfect contractions happening at the hips, the shoulders, at the core, in the spinal position. From this position, she's going to grasp the kettlebell and she's going to tilt it back to her. She's going to have a straight alignment right down through here. The next step is hiking back under a strong and neutral spinal position and actually bringing the kettlebell through strong with the hips, snapping, and a float of the kettlebell out in front. So Lindsay's going to demonstrate 1 to 2 reps here. And she's going to park the kettlebell, and you notice that she parks it out of a neutral spinal position. We're not just rounding over between every single rep. So if we have these key components of starting the kettlebell swing, we can start adding more load, more intensity, more metabolic stress-based schemes to this staple movement pattern. All right, guys, make sure that you are earning the right to kettlebell swing and you're not just jumping in haphazardly.